Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south. More specifically, we're here at the gateway to the Smoky Mountains, Waynesville, North Carolina, the town that I reside in, the town where the home that I own is. And I made it a point to be here in town for Valentine's Day. I always like to be with Jen on Valentine's Day, either make sure that I'm at home or make sure that she is able to come out and visit me wherever I'm at. And this Valentine's Day is a little different. Now, if you've been following Jen's channel, it's Jenny Penny on YouTube, she has been documenting her denture adventure, where she has been getting she got her teeth all removed and was supposed to have dentures put in that day. Unfortunately, she has no teeth right now and no dentures. So our plans to maybe have a nice dinner are curtailed here on Valentine's Day. We are going to spend the evening together. She's resting right now. She's kind of been, going through periods of feeling pretty good and periods of feeling pretty bad, or her mouth gets sore. She's got the stitches in there. Her mouth gets sore and she needs to quit talking, needs a break from chatting. And oh man, it stinks. I actually admire how well she is taking it and how well she's able to manage. Now myself, I had wisdom tooth surgery about 3 years ago, and it was the worst thing. The worst. I laid in bed for 7 days in pure pain. I would wake up just long enough to take over-the-counter pain medication and get myself to the point where I could fall back asleep. 2 to 3 to 4 hours later, I would wake up in searing pain. They didn't give me any prescription painkillers, I don't think, until at least 3 days. 3 days in. They're really stingy nowadays, and I understand why, for good reason, because there was a time where they would just give you a bucket of Oxycontin every time you went to the dentist just to take home with you. And now things are a little more stringent. Jen has been on no pain medicine whatsoever. But, when I had mine, I was like 3 days with no pain medicine. Finally, they relented. They gave me like 3 pain pills to take. And what happened is actually my cheek had swollen up. There's infection in my cheek. And they had to fight that. They were able to fight it without. They were going to cut it open, but they ended up not having to. And just the worst. They all healed all funny too. I've got part of my gum healed to the inside of my lip up here. It's really weird. But so it was the worst thing. It was the worst. I remember at the end of the week, 7 days, just thinking, I was still hurting. I'm like, this is how the rest of my life. Hello! This is how the rest of my life is going to be. I'm just going to be sitting here in tooth pain forever. But Jen, so much more positive attitude. And she had way more teeth pulled than me. She had all of them pulled. And she's been making me look bad. Being all chipper and happy in between the pain. Of course, Valentine's Day, the kitchen shop, their mascot, the Pillsbury Doughboy here. Can't see him very well because of the reflection in the glass, but he's dressed up for Valentine's Day. For some reason, the Christmas decorations are still up, which makes me want to vomit. I don't hate Christmas. I just hate Christmas 2025, and I want all remnants of it gone forever. So yeah, me and Jen, we got Christmas. We got Valentine's Day, and we got 4th of July all happening at the same time here, apparently. There's these American flags. Yeah, me and Jen, normally we try to get a really nice dinner. We really like to eat at the Grove Park Inn. This is kind of our special spot to go. One time on Valentine's, we had the most perfect sushi meal, the most expensive and perfect sushi meal we've ever had in California. Tonight we're gonna have manwich. We're gonna have sloppy joes. at the Carpetbagger residence because her teeth can eat very little. She tried to chew egg salad, and the egg was too rubbery for her to chew. So I'm gonna make some mamwich for us, and then I think she's gonna put her mamwich in the food processor to get it a little more easy to go down. Oh, this is my car. It's my car. Why are the lights flashing? Is my car? Oh, I left. I can't believe I did this. I left my emergency lights on. I put them on because when I was parking on the street, I was letting people know that let me just push this button right here. Also, it appears I left my car unlocked. Let's lock it. I wanted people to know that I was pulling into this space. So I put on my emergency lights to let them know, and I didn't turn them off. But now they're off. We can resume. You can see all these expressions of love here. The Strand, which used to be a movie theater, now it's just it's a real estate office. But to say love is in the air. It says Valentines, hearts in the windows. It says love your locals. I'm really bummed I'm gonna have to miss out on this. They're having a chili cook-off in Waynesville. February 20th. I'm gonna be away. But man, I wish I was gonna be here. I'd love to do that. The best kind of love is the kind that awakens you. Okay, but before it gets too dark here, the sun is actually starting to set. I wanted to test something out. See, I got an announcement the other day that is game-changing. Something that can change my life forever. Change the environment of theme park vlogging forever. And that is Six Flags has slightly altered their filming policy when it comes to roller coasters. Now, traditionally, they do not allow any sort of filming. I was given special permission and allowed to film on Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, which I was so honored and so excited about. But to this day, that's the only Six Flags that has been generous enough to let me film. And I'd love if we could work something out in the future. But there is, for the first time, an alternative for anyone who wants to come to the Six Flags parks and document things in a certain way. And they have changed their policy about on-ride filming. It is now allowed under very specific circumstances. I have my Pocket 3 in my hand. That's not allowed. You can't bring a camera. You can't bring your phone. And you know what? You should never bring your phone, because phones get lost on roller coasters. Just the way they're made, they're hard to hold. They'll fly right out of your hand. Don't try to film on coasters with phones. It's bad for everybody. That's what kind of ruined. You ruined it for everyone when people started using their phones. But they're not going to even allow you to use a GoPro or an action cam. I have an Osmo action cam. Not allowed to use that. You strap it on your wrist, strap it on your chest. They say, we don't know about that. We're not quite sure about that. But what they did decide is, you know what? If you have a camera in your glasses, you can go ahead and film. Who cares? And this is good. I mean, the decision, I was a little confused because I thought, well, that's great. Anytime that they're giving us more options, giving us more opportunity, that's wonderful, and I'm thankful for it. I feel like using the action cams is actually safer, but I don't know. It's probably a matter of having right operators be able to delineate is always a difficult thing. Slows down the process. They have to decide, whose thing is safe, whose thing is not. So I think they've decided if you are wearing glasses and you have a strap that connects your glasses in the back, then you can film your POV of that roller coaster while you're riding. So I can't do any shots of me screaming, which some people are probably happy about. Some people hate that I do the front facing. I do both. I do the POV and the front facing. And some people hate when I show my face, which is funny. And I will continue to show my face when I am allowed to. But this would allow me, and when we're talking Six Flags, we're talking a lot of parks. I could sit here and try to list off all the Six Flags parks, and I'd probably end up forgetting one, because you have all the Six Flags parks, all the former Cedar Fair parks combined. There's like, I don't even know. I could just start rattling them off. Knott's Berry Farm, Cedar Point, Kings Island, Magic Mountain in California, Six Flags St. Louis, Six Flags, not New Orleans, Six Flags Great America, where I grew up. The other Great America in California. So many. So Worlds of Fun. So many parks under that Six Flags banner. Although some of those might branch off. That's not neither here nor there. But there's rumors that there may be another company buying off some of the Six Flags parks. But there are so many Six Flags parks and so many roller coasters that I've not ridden, not been able to document, that I will now theoretically be able to document. Here, that bear in the window has his Valentine's candy. I guess you can go in and get some of your chocolate dipped strawberries. Jen, I don't think Jen can eat strawberries right now. So the other night, a viewer sent me this information, and I stopped in my track. It was like 1:30 in the morning. I was in the middle of editing a video, and I was like, "What?" I immediately started shopping for. Look at that. What's his name? Dobby. Hey, buddy. I started immediately shopping for a camera. And when I started looking, it became pretty clear that pretty much considered to be top of the line in glasses that film things was the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. So I looked them up, and they're expensive, between $500-600, I think, the ones I was getting. And I could even put in my prescription. I can actually get prescription lenses, so I can actually be able to see through them. You can get even glasses that are clear, so you don't have to wear sunglasses, or ones that change. I'm like, this is great. This is all working out perfectly. So I get everything in, put my prescription in, line it up, and then I order it. And I'm like, man, I'm excited. I can't wait to get these top-of-the-line Ray-Ban glasses, prescription glasses that I can film with. I can film anything I want. And then I was like, well, let's see. Let's just double check. I've already ordered them, but let's just get a preview of what these look like when you're filming on a roller coaster. Because, I thought about, the one thing is like the stability issue, and that's still something that needs to be tested. So I looked up videos, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Something is wrong here. Something is off. And what it was that, okay, so I film my YouTube videos like this, in normal mode, as I call it, in the way you're supposed to film things. They film in portrait mode like this. So they film like you were holding your camera like this. I'm like, wait a minute. I make YouTube videos like this. Why do I want to record like this? And it's like, oh, because they're Meta, because they're owned by the company that owns Instagram. So they want you to use their features in your thing. They don't own YouTube. They own Instagram, they own Threads, they own Facebook, and they want you to film this, because this is the way the kids film for TikTok, Instagram, and other things. They don't want you filming like this anymore. I don't know what the obsession to film like this is. I think everything should be filmed like this, but that's just because I'm an old crotchety man. So I'm like, well, surely maybe they can like adjust them. There's a switch they can turn. No, they do not film like this anyway, no matter what you do to them. The suggestion I had was to tilt your head to the side to film like this. And I'm like, that's kind of a no-go, because it's going to be really hard to ride a roller coaster like this. I don't think that's going to be safe. Like, you probably wouldn't even be able to do that with the roller coaster strap. So I canceled them. No more Ray-Bans. I loved everything about them except the fact that they filmed in that direction. So I ordered a different pair of glasses. Behold, the Bleequps. Bleequps. Look at that. What style, what fashion. The Bleequps. So I feel like these make me look like early Macho Man Randy Savage. The ski goggles here. Plus you could not get these in prescription, so I really can't see much of anything right now, which is okay on roller coasters. I don't want to see on roller coasters. I don't, you know, I would have preferred the Ray-Bans with, you know, how they look. They just look like my normal glasses. These are much more extreme. Yeah, so I got these. I got the headbands. These are a little tight. I have a hard time finding glasses that fit. My prescription glasses are always extra large because I got a very wide skull. So these are marketed as action glasses, and they're look like they're primarily for bike riding, for people who ride bicycles or people who ride bicycles. I guess maybe some people ride bicycles straight, maybe some people ride them in the dirt and bounce around, but these are so you can record yourself. These have a lot of other features in here that I'm never going to use. Like, they can play music, they can have and apparently they have microphones like all over, so maybe the sound will be good, but you know, they have things up here where you can connect your phone and cycle through your music and stuff like that. I'm probably never going to use these because I'm only bought these for the one reason, and that is to film specifically on roller coasters. I don't even know what other times that I would even film with these on my face. Yeah, there may be other situations, get creative, but let's test these out and see. I can show you guys the footage. I want to test them on a roller coaster. I don't know when that's going to happen. May get a chance to run over to Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge in the next few days, maybe try them out on a mountain coaster, which is the closest thing to a roller coaster that's open right now. Dollywood, I don't think Dollywood allows these, but Six Flags does. So I'm trying to get used to them and trying to get a new experience at the Six Flags park. So if I can remember how to do this, I think I'm just going to go ahead and record. So let's see here. I'm going to hold in. Powering on. Okay, this is going to take a second. I guess they powered off. The power, one thing I don't like about these, it takes 30 seconds to power these on. So you have to be ready to go. And I thought they were already powered on. They must power off after a certain amount of time. And of course, so I guess how you operate it is you use these buttons on the side, or the buttons. You use those to power it on. And then to turn it off, you use this one on the left side. And then to take pictures and record, use this. You tap it for pictures. And okay, it's on. And then you can double tap it to record. So I'm going to put these back on, and I'm going to double tap this. Well, not double tap, it's to hold them. All right, I think we're recording. Are we recording still? Okay. There's like a light on the inside that shows me, so I can kind of go cross-eyed and see that they're recording. So record. Let's walk down this way. Okay, so this is me recording with my glasses. It's kind of weird because I just control it with my head. I move it. There's people around. They don't know that they're being recorded. It's a violation of everyone's privacy. All right, so walking down here. Everyone's like, look at this guy with these super cool Macho Man glasses. Well, hey there, Dobby or Dobie. And let's see, let's find something interesting to look at. You know what? You know, this is supposed to work on a roller coaster, so I need to give it some, I need to test the stability. I maybe need to jostle it a little bit. So let's run. Let's jog. Jog, 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 jog. Let me whip my head around really fast. Run, 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 run. And by the way, I can't see anything. I'm going to trip over these flowers. It's the American flag. All right. I'm interested to see this footage. Okay. What is this? Tammy's jewelry. Let's go across the street. I can see they're turning on these godforsaken Christmas lights. Across the street. You want to run when you cross the street. Maybe I should do some parkour to simulate. All right, so we're gonna do some parkour here at the bank drive-through. Parkour. Let's run up here. See these steps. Step, 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 step. Ramp, 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 ramp. Okay. Okay, there's the mountains. All right, I think this is a good sample footage. We got the parkour in there. I think that'll determine if these are good for roller coasters. Okay, so I actually can connect the glasses to my phone and review the footage there, which is good, so I don't have to wait all the way till I get home to see if it actually recorded right. But please let me know in the comment section if what you think of the footage. Be honest, be brutally honest. Let me know if you think it stinks. Let me know if you think it's great. Let me know if it's somewhere in between. And also, tell me if you think these glasses are super cool or if they make me look like a big weirdo. The jury is still out. I think these cost me about $375, so significantly cheaper than the Ray-Ban glasses. That's just a deal breaker for me. I can't film in portrait mode. It looks like crud. Got our friends over here, these metal musicians, picking and grinning every day here in Waynesville, celebrating the local culture of mountain and bluegrass music. It's getting a little bit darker. Yeah, I wanted to break out those glasses before it got too dark. It'd probably be kind of useless in like an indoor roller coaster. I think, just judging from that footage, I can still try it though. And it's kind of a learning process. That's this channel. We're dealing with the circle of good. These lights just came on behind me. We're talking about the circle of goodness. And, I put out videos, but I also get a lot from you guys in return. First of all, I get the financial, benefit of you guys watch these videos. I get ads. There's the other ways of fan funding, so that you guys actually keep this channel in business, which I appreciate too. But you also help contribute this channel in a lot of other ways. I read every comment. I look into every reasonable suggestion. And like I said, it was through you guys that I learned about Six Flags changing their policy. So I want you guys to help me out. We'll try this equipment. We'll take it with us to theme parks. We'll see if it works. Maybe if it doesn't work, well, we'll try some new equipment, or we'll try it in different ways. It's all about, the feedback, the circle of goodness, what I put out there and what you guys give back to me. And that is greatly appreciated. So we're in this together, folks. I've said before, I'm taking this boat down to the bottom of the ocean. Not right now. But I'm taking this boat across the world, and eventually this boat will end up at the bottom of the ocean. And I, as the captain of this ship, will go down with the ship. You guys have the option to jump off or take a lifeboat at any time. Am I being too harsh about the Christmas lights? You know, technically, maybe these aren't Christmas lights. They're winter lights. As long as they don't have official Christmas imagery integrated. It is winter. See this art shop here. This is Pennington, artist of the Blue Ridge, Teresa Pennington. My mom actually bought a piece of artwork here from this studio that she has hanging in her house. Right now they got these snowy scenes painted out here. I think, I don't know which mill this is. I think that's one of the churches at Cades Cove. I'm almost 100% sure of it. And those are birds. But like I was saying, are these Christmas lights? Or are these just winter lights? Or maybe they're just lights that look nice. You know, yeah, Christmas 2025, the worst Christmas I've ever been through. And I'm eager for this stuff to go away. But maybe it's not Christmas. Maybe it's just a decoration. Does any of this make any sense? What if I just unplugged that? But you know what? Let's forget about Christmas. Let's forget about Christmas for now. Because it is not Christmas. It is Valentine's Day. Today is the day that St. Valentine had his head chopped off from his body and all the gore and blood presumably poured out of his neck. The heart's there. There's a shirt back there that says love on it. And Valentine's Day, interesting holiday, interesting concept for holiday, a celebration of romantic love. As kids, the whole idea of Valentine's Day is very foggy, because kids don't really have that sort of concept. And you get little paper cards, and you write your name on them, and you put them in little baskets of everyone. And as I remember, as I got a little older, there was one girl in class that I thought she was pretty, and I wrote her a special Valentine. But I was embarrassed and shy, so I took a little card and I wrote. I think I wrote, I'm from your secret admirer. Yeah, I wrote from your secret admirer, and then I put P.S. I'm a boy, and I snuck it into her little bag on her desk, and she was, the next morning, then when she got it, I saw all the girls in the class cluttering around her desk, and they were reading it out, my note that I put in there, and I was mortified. I never ever admitted it was me. I had instant regret when everyone was trying to figure out who it was. I sat there in my desk with my head down and my face burning with embarrassment, and I hope no one figured out it was me. And for the next maybe decade and a half, that's about as far as I got with romance. Not, believe it or not, did not have a single date in high school. Yeah. And never good at that sort of thing. Never good at charming people. Never good at being charming. And there's times in my life that I thought, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to be alone for the rest of my life because nobody likes me in any capacity. But I now, because of Jen coming into my life, I have the knowledge and appreciation. Oh, they're gonna let me cross the street here. The knowledge and appreciation of what all this really means, what it means to be in a relationship where both people are happy. And I would say a lot of people, judging from the comments I get in my videos and the comments that Jen gets in her videos, a lot of people don't get me and Jen. They don't understand how our relationship works. And you know what? That's okay. It's not for them to understand, because me and Jen, it works for both of us. I don't want to speak for her, but it works immensely for me, and she has been an absolute saving grace. And for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm with someone who doesn't love. I would say, there's a big difference between someone loving you despite your weirdness, despite your strangeness, and someone loving you because of your weirdness, because of your strangeness, all the peculiar, weird things that make up this brain and this being. It seems like Jen likes them, and I couldn't tell you why, but that means so much to me, and it means so much to be able to be myself and feel like that's okay. And that's one of the biggest gifts that anyone's ever given me. The gift that Jen has given me, of feeling loved for who you are, and that being the entirety, warts and all, they say, and not just certain aspects of that, but all of it. And she has given me a lot to not only love and appreciate, but just to look up to. I struggle with things sometimes. Struggle with anxiety. Struggle with things not going right because of my neurodivergence. Sometimes it's very hard for me to have things not go how I want them to turn out. But Jen has taught me a lot about, that aloha mindset. Before I even knew what aloha was, I think Jen had learned that aloha. And Jen had learned that because of all, the health problems that she has and all the battles that she's been through. She has gained, instead of letting the world beat her down and making her resentful of the world, she's been through all these challenges that I have never been through, that I have never had to go through, especially with physical health. I've been very blessed with that. And she uses the limited time she has. Some people have all day. Some people feel fine, they just don't do anything. But Jen uses the glimmers, the moments in between that when she is feeling good, when she is feeling happy, sometimes when she's not feeling good. She went out and fed a moose in a day where she could hardly walk, a day where she could hardly speak. She went out and fed the moose because that was what she wanted to do. And she even told me, she's like, I hope you don't think I didn't enjoy that. I was just enjoying it on the inside because I'm in too much pain to talk and smile. But that's just, I don't know, that's just Jen. It's, she's had a lot of adversity come her way, and she goes through it with a smile. I talked a little bit about this the other day. I was talking about the bunker, and how the bunker used to be this capsule that encapsulated my strangeness, encapsulated the weirdness of me that other people weren't so hot on. And Jen has allowed me to open up that bunker, and she's allowed me to open up myself as well. I opened up the bunker, and it spread through through the home, and like that, I've felt more myself. I mean, I would say, it's been a huge process. I was that kid, that nervous kid, afraid of everything, afraid to talk to a girl, afraid to leave a Valentines, afraid. It was present in my life. I was a little kid. I was afraid to go up to the counter in a store because I was too shy. And it's been a long process, working through that. And I think the two people that really taught me how to just live as myself in very, very different ways would be Adam the Woo and Jen. Adam led by example, showed me how he lived, without caring, without letting other people, ruin his joy. And Jen, in a similar way, also did that, but Jen just gave me this love and acceptance, that I, screw it. Like, everyone else thinks I suck, at least Jen likes me. And, that's an incredible thing, and it's true. It's true. Me and Jen don't see each other as much as most couples. In some ways, it makes it, I think, more special when we do. When we are able to see each other. It's been a few weeks. It's like a treat. It's like a treat being able to see her. And we have our own adventures and our own stories to share when we get back together. And I would never tell anyone else how they should live their relationships, but I think I found the one person in the world that it worked, that wants the same thing that I want in that sense. We've compared ourselves to Dolly Parton and her husband Dean Corll, where their relationship was based on love, but also on allowing the other to be free, allowing the other to be themselves. And that's one thing, I never try to do with Jen, and she never does with me, is, tell her she needs to change something about herself, or tell her she needs to do something different. There's things she does I don't agree with, things that I would do different, but I think, the way one of the ways I show love is to accept her for those things that, maybe I don't agree with, maybe I don't like, but it's part of her. And there's one her, and you either love all of it or none of it, really. And that's how she does me. I know there's things that she would like me to do differently. I know there's adjustments she'd like me to make, but she still accepts me for who I am, and doesn't ever ask me to change. And I think if you could find someone, well, I don't know put it that way. There's definitely relationships where people won't ask you to change, and it's actually a horribly toxic relationship. But gosh, my relationship with Jen could is anything but toxic. And I have hopes for the future. With this dental procedure, I feel that she's going to be more healthy, and I feel like she's going to join me more often on the road, and got adventures, things I want to show her in this country. And we got a bunch of big trips planned together this year. We are going to England and France. We're going on at least one more cruise, maybe more, and we're planning on doing Route 66 together. So this should be a lot of adventuring with Jen this year if everything goes according to plan. And always, at the last minute, it could get to a point where she's just not able to go. And, that was hard for me at first, but it's part of accepting her and accepting her limitations and respecting her limitations, that she can't always go with me and that she can't always travel, and that sometimes I got to let her be able to say, no, I can't do this. And there's been times I've failed at that I've failed where I'm like, oh, come on, please, let's just do this, let's fight through it. And it's really, to me, just not the best way. That I didn't always handle that the best, but I try to let her have that freedom and that space to be able to say, what, this is just not something I can do. And likewise, when I tell her this is something I got to do, she understands that, and she's very understanding. Okay, I have to make a correction there. Um, I compare me and Jen to Dolly Parton and Dean Corll, and Dean Corll was not Dolly Parton's husband. Dean Corll was a serial killer. I guess I've still got serial killers on the brain from being at that exhibit yesterday. Yikes. So it's Carl Dean and Dolly Parton, not Dolly Parton and Dean Corll. Oh my gosh. And I do want to thank you guys for your comments today. You know, yesterday was a very intense video, the serial killer exhibition video. You know, some of you gave, you know, your honest opinions. Some of you felt like you didn't like it. Some people felt like it shouldn't even exist. Some people appreciated it. And I think that's great. You know, I'm not here to try to get you to have a certain opinion. I'm here to show you different things in the world and allow you to form your own opinions. I really do not have an agenda here on the channel. You know, stuff I love, and you know, it's plenty of stuff I love that not all the viewers like, and you know, some stuff the viewers like that I don't really care about. So I think it's, you know, it's really cool. And I'm always, you know, as far as like the stuff I don't care about, I'm at the point where I'm willing to do about anything. Like going to that hockey game with the Philly captain really kind of opened up my eyes to perspective of, you know, doing something I just wouldn't normally do. And I maybe want to throw that in every once in a while, just doing something that I wouldn't even think to go do, and documenting that for the channel. But thank you guys so much. Have a happy Valentine's Day for those of you who celebrate, and a big thank you, as always, to just helping keep this channel alive. If you're new here, I travel around the country. I've been to all 50 states looking to go beyond. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. If you'd like to help out on the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me to you. We also have enamel pins over in the souvenir shop on Etsy. We have personalized messages on Cameo if you're interested in receiving a personalized message. All the information for all those things is down in the description, and all those things help to keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.